Hi my loves, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my 2017 high-end favorites. I did split these videos into two because I just felt like it was much easier for you guys to get a load of what I was loving in 2017. So if you want to see my drugstore favorites, it would be the previous video. I'll link it in like a little card up here somewhere, and you can definitely check out what my favorite affordable products were for 2017. But this is my favorite high-end products. I feel like this year was actually a different year for me. I was loving a lot more high-end products. I tried a lot more high-end products this year than I have done over most years. So I feel like, I don't know, there might be an awful lot more high-end products than there was drugstore products for 2017 for my favorites. I'm wearing everything that I loved in 2017 on my face today, and I will go through that as I'm talking about the products. Okay, enough rambling. This intro was long enough. Let's kick it off and talk about my favorite products of 2017 from the high-end brand. And I'm going to do this in the same order I did my affordable products. I'm going to do it in, what was I going to say? The face, like then the eyes and lips, if that makes any sense. The first thing I want to talk about is the Too Faced Hangover or X primer. This primer was sent to me by Too Faced, and I had it sitting in my collection, I'd say, for about 6 months before I actually took it out and started using it. The reason I was a bit reluctant to use it is because I have oily skin. I thought because this had coconut water in it, it was going to be really like hydrating and not going to be great at holding back my oils, but I was so wrong. This primer is incredible on my skin. It just makes my foundation look amazing. It does add hydration to my skin, but it doesn't add like an oiliness to my skin, if that makes any sense. It just makes my skin kind of glow, and I really have enjoyed it. It is expensive, I think it's about 30 odd euro, but I feel like the One Heck of a Blot from Soap and Glory and this are really comparable. Even though this is coconut, you know, you can get away with the One Heck of a Blot as like almost like a dupe. I just feel like they work very similar on my skin. Wow, it's very hard to say things with S's in them when you have Invisalign because it gives you such a lisp. I definitely recommend this to the majority of skin types because I have oily skin, very oily skin, and it works fantastically well on my skin. So there you go. The next product I want to talk about is from MAC, and this is the MAC Prep and Prime Natural Radiant Base. Again, the reasons for me loving this is quite similar to the Too Faced primer. It's really hydrating. It gives my skin like a nice glow without causing shine or oiliness. I'm never really too sure if primers actually prolong the wear of my foundation. Like I don't know. I don't know if there's any primer out there that makes my foundation last longer, because just my skin type and how oily I am and how greasy I get in the day, I don't think anything can do that. But this just makes my skin look like it has another layer of glowing skin. I think it's really nice. Definitely an expensive product. I think this was about 50 euro, and I nearly died. I bought this in London, and I was just like, it was on my list of to buy things. You know when you're kind of like, oh yeah, like I'm in the airport, I'm in London, I'm whatever, I'm gonna buy this. And then you're like, what? It was how much? But you're so embarrassed at the checkout. You're like, oh yeah, I knew that already. This is really expensive, and I use it so sparingly. A little bit of it goes a long way. I bought this in February and I'm still using it today, and I use it quite regularly. So it doesn't waste quickly, if that makes any sense. You will get away with this for a little while, but be aware, the price is a little bit high. The Versali Unicorn Essence. This was probably one of the most overhyped products of the year. I'm not saying overhyped as in it was like a load of junk, because obviously if it's in the favorites, I clearly liked it. But it was just very hyped up. Instagram totally was the catalyst for me purchasing this. I did an Instagram favorites makeup product video. What the hell am I trying to say? Yeah, I basically tested out all the hyped makeup from Instagram in a video. I'll leave it in the description just if you are interested in watching that. But I really actually liked these Unicorn Essence. I don't really think they do a whole lot when it comes to like priming or prepping my skin, but I do feel like if I mix this in with my moisturizer and I'm just literally wearing this, a little bit of moisturizer, and like either a CC cream or something on top, my skin looks really hydrated and it looks really fresh. I feel like this gives like a glow to my skin. I have a feeling I discussed this in last year's favorites, and I don't like to repeat products from previous yearly favorites videos, if that makes any sense. But I do think that this deserves another mention. This is the CC cream from IT Cosmetics. Jimmy bought it for me as a Christmas present, and I was dying to try it, and I'd seen loads of advertisements for it, and I was totally sucked in by the advertisements, not gonna lie. This is one of the most incredible CC creams I've ever used. I'm not a big CC fan. I just find them, they don't really do that much, and I'd rather just go barefaced than wear something on my skin just for the sake of it, if you get me. But this is just an incredible CC cream. It makes my skin glow. It makes my skin look really fresh and radiant. And if you just want like a no makeup day, this is like the perfect base. I highly recommend it. I love it. It smells amazing. I wear this if I'm working out as well because I just feel like it's almost like waterproof. Possibly one of the most, I think, unusual favorites for me this year because I hate products like this. It's the Hourglass Vanish foundation stick, and every single time I think of these type of foundations I cringe because I just know they're not going to work for me. They're just going to look heavy. I always think back to the days when I was in school and I used to wear that Elizabeth Arden, what the hell was it, you know, the compact with the sponge, and it just smelled really bad and made my skin look cakey and really heavy. And I just always get that impression from these stick foundations as well because they're a little bit more of a thicker consistency than your general liquid foundation. But this is a gorgeous foundation, one that I am so pleasantly surprised with, as well as the fact that it comes in a stick. I was kind of like, I'm gonna run through that in no time at all. It's a €50 foundation. Do I really want to spend that much on a stick foundation? And I did it for the tube. I bought it because I wanted to test it out. It was highly raved on Instagram and I actually really liked it. Now there is a knack to applying this, I will say that, so I don't recommend using a sponge. How I apply this is I use it like draw stripes on your face and then go in with a brush. I think the best type of brush is the Sigma F80 or the 3D brush or the curved brush. Anything with dense bristles in it, I find that this gives me the best coverage. You would think, again, because it's stick, it's not going to give great coverage, or it's going to like crease on you or be really heavy looking, but it's actually the opposite of everything that I thought. And I'm really pleasantly surprised with this because it worked out quite well on my skin. It kept my oils at bay for a long period of time, and I don't know, it's nice when you like discover a new product and it actually works for you for once. I am going to fly through talking about this product because I feel like I mentioned it in last year's favorites. I don't know, I can't actually quite remember because it's been obviously a year, but I feel like this product is just one of those standalone products for me. It is incredible. It's the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I was always like a pressed powder type of gal. I never really delved into loose powders. I just felt like, why am I even bothering with the loose powders? Pressed powders are great, and I have my Rimmel Stay Matte pressed powder and it costs like €5 or €6. This is like nearly 35, 36 euro, something like that. And I was like, I really don't need a loose powder that costs that much and I'm not going to use it. But honestly, it is worth every single cent. My skin just looks really satiny. That's the only way I can describe it. It looks like my skin is really fresh, really satiny. There's not a blemish on it. It's whatever way it sets it. It doesn't sit into any lines or anything like that, and I can bake with it without it creasing my under eye area. I absolutely adore this product, and Laura Mercier overhyped translucent powder is overhyped for a reason because it is very, very good. I think 2017 was definitely the year for me to discover I actually like loose setting powders, because another one that I really enjoyed, it's not as good as the Laura Mercier one, but I just think it is beautiful on my skin as well. This is the Too Faced Born This Way. I was flipping between this and the Urban Decay Velvetizer because I like that as well, but I feel like the Urban Decay Velvetizer gives a slight tint to my foundation, like it almost changes the color of my foundation, so that's why I didn't include it, but I do like the way it makes my skin look. Anyway, I went with the Too Faced Born This Way in the end. I feel like this is definitely an outstanding loose powder. It's only a newish discovery to me. I think I only discovered it maybe in like November or October. Again, I can bake with this. It makes my foundation look radiant. I didn't use it today. Obviously, I used the Laura Mercier one, but I just feel like this is a really, really good loose powder. And then the final setting powder I have is actually a pressed one, and this is the MAC Select Sheer Pressed Powder. This was a rediscovery for me. Ooh, no. This was a rediscovery for me this year. I have used this since I was probably maybe 18, 19, so I've used it for a while, but I only rediscovered it in 2017 after not using it for all those years, and it is still a beautiful setting powder. It makes my skin look, again, satiny and fresh. It's not heavy, it doesn't cake my foundation. I can use it as a setting powder later in the day if I'm getting a bit oily. It doesn't tint or change the appearance of my foundation, but I really like it. I'm going to move on to bronzers next, and I'm going to talk about one bronzer very, very quickly because it is actually a limited edition, but it is something that I've used used quite a lot this year. This is the MAC Caitlyn Jenner collection and it is called Compassion. It is this gorgeous baked bronzer and I have used this to death and I don't even think I've hit a dent in it. Like, I really use this quite a lot. I used it today just to bronze up my face. I absolutely love the color that it gives. It's not orangey, like a glow to it. It's not a matte bronzer. There's no shimmer in it, but it's just like it's a glowy bronzer or something like that. And again, when I apply this to like the contours of my face, it just gives my skin like a radiant glow. Another bronzer which is permanent and I have really liked this year as well, but I don't know why I don't use this that much in videos, but it is the Too Faced. This is the Sweet Tea bronzer and again I use this in the exact same way. I feel like it gives the same radiant glow bronzer to my skin. This is a little bit lighter than Compassion, you can see them there, but it just gives that lovely kind of glow to the cheeks. A bronzer I definitely couldn't live without this year because it was my most used bronzer is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. This is the original one. It's not the light and it's not the dark. I feel like the dark is a little bit too muddy on my skin and I feel like the light just doesn't show up. So that's what it looks like there. I can actually see the pan, like I'm just about to hit pan on it. It is a beautiful bronzer. Again, I'm using this just to kind of contour, so where I bronze up my face just to kind of like deepen up my cheekbones. If you wanted to create a nice contour to the skin, it's not too warm but it's not too cool either. It's kind of like somewhere in the middle, like, you know, there's not too much coolness coming off it that it kind of looks ashy on the skin, and again there's not too much warmth where it looks like an orangey contour. Okay, I know this is a repeat product. I know I probably mentioned this in my last 2 years, but I have to mention it again. My most favorite, most used, the most incredible blusher of my life. And I don't know what I used to wear on my cheeks before this. It's NARS Madly Blush. I don't know what it is about this blush. It's like, it's not even anything exciting to look at it in the pan, but when I put this on my cheeks, which I have it on today, it just transforms any makeup look and it just gives me like a subtle blush. I feel like this is a blusher for everyone. If you've really pale skin, that's it there at the top. If you've really pale skin, you can use like a light touch with it. If you've really deep skin, you can totally build it up. It might look a little bit ashy on extremely deep skin, but if you've like the same type of skin as me or you're a little bit paler, you will really like this. It's a gorgeous blush. It works with every single eye look, every single makeup look that I ever wear, and I love it. I can't rave about this enough because it is just amazing. Okay, I just want to talk about a few highlighters next. First highlighter I want to talk about is one that I have used so much that it's battered and bruised in here. It's fallen out of the pan and everything, and it's MAC's Oh Darling. I mean, I think you guys know how much I love this product. This was in one of their limited edition collections. I think it was the Aquatic collection or something like that a couple of years ago. I didn't manage to pick it up at the time, but they've released it permanently now, so that is what it looks like. It's a gorgeous gold highlighter. It just gives the most beautiful glow to the skin, and it's not glittery. I'm so not into glittery highlights. Like, I can't even stress how much I despise glittery highlights. They're not my cup of tea. Some people might adore them. They're not for me though. I do like this, the little touch of like a highlight and just like almost like a natural glow to the skin. You can build this up and you'll be seen from space, but I just like to take a really light hand with it, and I just feel like it's gorgeous, especially on a night out. The next one is from Fenty Beauty, and I think this is like my favorite thing I've ever tried from Fenty Beauty. This is the highlighter, and I love this. I got it in Kilowatts, so I have Mean Money and Hustler Baby in it, and it's what I'm wearing on my cheeks today. I mixed both of them together, but surprisingly, this one is actually more of my favorite one, Mean Money. It's not as glowy, but you can see like it gives like a slight sheen. I just like this if I'm going for a more natural look. On the rare occasion that I actually do go natural. And then I mix it obviously with Hustler Baby for a little bit more of an amped up look. So that's what Hustler Baby looks like underneath. It's beautiful. They're really well formulated. I love the packaging as well. Final highlighter is actually a surprising one for me as well, because it's not something I thought would creep into my 2017 favorites. It is from Benefit, and it's the Dandelion Twinkle highlight. It looks very blah in the box. This is what it looks like underneath. Oh Darling, that's what it looks like there. This gives the most incredible tint to the skin of like a glowing goddess look without being, again, overkill or I can be seen from space type look, which I'm kind of more gearing towards the more subtle highlights these days. And I just feel like that is just really, really nice. It gives like a glow to the skin like no other. I'm going to move on to eyes next, and my favorite eye base this year was actually the Stay Don't Stray from Benefit. I'm not really dipping into my MAC Paint Early Paint Pot because I feel like my eyelids had a little bit of eczema on it there a couple of months ago, and I feel like it grabbed onto all the eczema and really emphasized it, whereas this is a little bit more liquidy, but it still has a tint to it, so it's kind of like a concealer consistency. But whatever way it goes onto my eyelids, it doesn't crease any eyeshadow, it makes them last all day, quite vibrant, and like I said, I'm wearing it today. It's a really good primer for the lids, and yeah, I recommend it. For eyeshadow palettes, I'm going to be totally controversial here. My first one, I've watched tons of disappointing products in 2017 and I've seen it in almost all of them, but it's not in my disappointing video, it's in my favorites, and it is the Anastasia Subculture palette. I know so many people were very disappointed with this, the pigmentation, just how powdery it can be, but I really enjoy it. And I don't know, maybe I got like a good palette. I just take a really, really, really light hand and it seems to work out quite well for me. And I don't know why it works well for me and I can't complain too much about it. Sometimes I do have difficulty with it blending, and I've always mentioned that in any video I ever talk about the Subculture palette. I will always say some days it works really, really well, some days it doesn't. So that is like obviously the downside to this palette. It's not something I trust to bring traveling with me. If I have the time to actually blend it out properly and work on it, yeah, you shouldn't have to work on an eyeshadow palette. I get you. I hear you guys. I hear you. If I have the time to actually work with this palette, I find I get beautiful, beautiful looks that you guys have said are some of your favorites that I've ever worn. It's makeup at the end of the day and it's your own opinion, but I really enjoyed it. Again, it's a very, very temperamental palette, but for me, the majority of the times, I say like 9 times out of 10, I get a decent eye look from it and something that I really, really enjoy. If I have the time to dedicate to a look, I can achieve something really, really nice with this palette, and I don't dislike it in any way, and I wouldn't even say it's disappointing to me, even though I have to work a little bit harder. I want to give it the love. The next palette I want to talk about is the Sweet Peach palette. Now this palette is one that works for me every single time. I'm wearing it on my eyes today. I love this palette. I just think it is beautiful. It's one of those outstanding palettes for me of 2017. I know, again, a lot of people found this disappointing. I didn't. I really liked it. I found that it blended out quite well. I feel like the pigmentation was just right in the shadows, and I feel like the shades were very cohesive to work together. Like you could create a couple of different looks with it. Like I would probably stick with something warm because that's what I like, but I do love the cooler purples that are thrown in. Oh, I actually love Talk Derby. To me, it's one of my favorite shades. I have it on my outer kind of corner. I have a caramelized on today, Georgia, Puree, Summer Yum, and Tempting. I just use everything from this palette all the time, and you can create so many different looks. And the last palette I want to talk about is a hella expensive palette, and I have Beauty Bay to thank for sending this to me, so thank you so much for actually introducing me to Viseart. Never tried Viseart before, so therefore it kind of went under my radar and I never really paid much attention to it. This is the editorial palette and it is quite bright, you can see that. Obviously not a palette that I wear all over my eyes. I have a video of me wearing this all over my eyes, just this palette alone, but it is a palette that if I need like a blue, or I need like an orange, or I need a pink, I will dip into it. Or if I'm doing like a green eye look and I'm like, that green's just not popping enough, I'll go into the green in this and it will surely pop for me. Like a look at that green. I absolutely love these kind of pinky shades. The orange is beautiful. The blues are gorgeous. Like just look at them there. They're really, really, really nice. I'm running out of places to swatch. Oh God. See there on my wrist, like just the color pigmentation from them. They are amazing. I don't know. It's really versatile. I think it's a gorgeous eyeshadow palette. Okay, I'm totally backtracking right now because I completely forgot to talk about my favorite concealer of the year. This is actually shocking to me because when I first got this, I was like, oh, the scent of it. Oh, I have a hair in my face somewhere. There. Then I used it a few times. I was like, oh, it's really cakey and I feel like it's just creasing on me and but as the year went on and I actually learned to be a little bit more light-handed with it, I actually got the joy of this product, and this is Shape Tape Concealer. This is probably the most raved about concealer of life. I don't think there's anybody on the internet who hasn't used this and doesn't love it, and I was one of those people who was like, kind of on the fence, not really sure. I will say that the scent of it, I'm very, very sensitive to scents. I don't mean like if something is scented, I'm going to smell it. But if I don't like a scent of something, I find it very hard to overcome it. And I do find this has quite a citrus scent. Now, it's something I'm getting used to. I'm not like hating it as much as I did initially. The key with this product is less is more. And I was going in like stripes underneath my eyes and loads of it on top of my lip and down my nose and in between my brows, and I was like, why is this creasing on me? Because girl, you were using way too much of it. What the hell were you thinking? A little bit of this goes a long way. That's all I'm gonna say. The next thing I want to talk about are probably one of the most outstanding eye products of 2017 to me, and they're both from Stila. They're actually the same product, they're just two different colors. They are the Magnificent Metal Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadows. They have changed my entire game when it comes to applying glitter to my eyelids. When I apply glitter to my eyelids, majority of the time, like 9 times out of 10, it's halfway down my face, it's on my mouth, it's in my hair, it's all over my clothes. I am messy when it comes to glitter. I just can't control glitter. So I kind of was staying clear of it this year because I was just like, it's too high maintenance. I don't have the patience for glitter. I discovered these in the middle of the year and they are to die for. I have Kitten Karma all over my eyelid, and the other shade I have is Diamond Dust. Now I have my eye on a few more shades that I want to get before the end of the year. Before the end of the year? The year has already started, but I want to get them before the end of the month because I just think that they'd be really, really pretty for certain looks. All over Christmas, these two shades were the only things that were on my eyelid. Diamond Dust up here and Kitten Karma there. And you can see them, they're just amazing. And Kitten Karma, like I said, is all over my eyelids. They just, like I said, transform any eye look. You can go in with the plainest, most, you know, generic eyeshadow look, pop a bit of one of these on and you just amp up your look times 1,000. If you're one of those people who struggles with glitter like I do, then definitely check these out. I think they're about 26 or 7 euro and feel unique, so I'll link them down below. That's where I bought mine. You can buy them in other places, but they're like 35, 36 euro. So Feel Unique is where I buy mine because they are the most affordable there. Now, when I was brave enough to try glitter, one product that I would say actually saved my life the majority of this year was the Too Faced Glitter Glue. This really works a lot better than the NYX one. The NYX one works fine, but this is like glue. This is glue for your eyelids. It will not let glitter budge anywhere. Just be wary. If you are using it on your eye, do it one eye at a time. So when I first got this, I would apply it all over this eye and then that eye, and then by the time I go and put the glitter onto this eye, this product had dried already. So it dries very rapido. So what I do is I apply a little bit on this eye, go in with whatever glitter I'm doing, and then go on to the next side. This glitter glue saved my life in more cases than I can care to imagine because it just worked so well and just stopped my glitter falling down my face. More glitter. These are the heavy metal glitter liners from Urban Decay. I adore these. I feel like I have a silver one as well, but God only knows where that is. Again, if you want to just add a little bit of glitter to any eye look, they are superb. And sometimes I will pop a little bit of this underneath my lower lash line just to give a bit of glitter to a look. You're probably not going to be able to see them there. I have the shade Midnight Cowboy and Amp. I feel like I have a purple one as well. I have a purple one, a silver one, and then these two, but I don't know where the other two are gone to. I'm not really one of those people who's like, glitter's just for Christmas. Glitter is for all year round, in my opinion. If I'm doing a really neutral eye and I just want to add a little bit of blue or something like gold or purple or whatever, I will just pop it underneath my lower lash line or add it onto the lid or whatever, and they just amp up any eye look. I really like these. For eyeliner this year, this is no surprise to anybody, but it is the Teddy liner from MAC. Now this is from the Caitlyn Jenner collection. That's why it has the gold packaging on it. This was a limited edition collection, but this shade Teddy is actually permanent from MAC. I don't know why I love this so much. I just do. I remember I used to love Costa Chic from MAC. It was like a brown liner as well, but I feel like this one is even nicer. It's almost like brown black, but it has like bronze kind of appearance to it. It's not like one-dimensional. It has like a little bit of a glow or something. It's really hard to explain. Like, it's not duochrome, but it has like a goldy kind of bronze look to it. I place this in my waterline all the time. I have it in my waterline today, and I wear it on my tight line as well because I just think it's not as heavy as black. It doesn't weigh down my eyes. It kind of keeps my eyes open, and because my eyes are like I don't know, like a hazily browny shade, the brown from the liner and it like they go together. They go together really well, and it just makes my eye color pop a little bit more. They're Real Mascara. Favorite mascara hands down of life. I think this is like the best mascara I've ever discovered, other than my affordable favorite. I just feel like this, oh, this brings a new game to my eyelashes. My eyelashes are short and stumpy. They just don't seem to grow, and even if I've used like eyelash serums and stuff, they'll grow until the eyelash serum runs out, and then they'll just go back to their normal stumpy self, and it's like they don't even have any life of their own until I use mascara like they're real. It just lifts my lashes, it gives it volume, it gives them like a purpose. My eyelashes just look incredible when I use this mascara. It is expensive for mascara, and I know you're probably saying, yeah, but you can get ones in the drugstore for like 6, 7, 8 euro or whatever, but this is worth every cent to me. I will never stop repurchasing. This is my 3rd bottle this year. I know I kind of go through mascaras like every 3 months. I'll try and throw them out. I think I threw the last one that I was using of this out after 4 months, because I was like, I want to get every single bit out of it. And this is just incredible. If you're not even wearing any makeup and you just want to put something on your lashes just to lift them, this is your man. Now for lip products. Again, I mentioned this in my drugstore favorites. Lip products were not a big thing for me in 2017. I was mostly about the face products, and I think that kind of shines through throughout the year because I was loving so many face products. But one lip product I really did enjoy is the one that's on my mouth right now, and it's from Huda Beauty, and I've mentioned this a few times in other videos. This is in the shade Medusa. Again, I'm not a big fan of liquid lipsticks, that's no secret. The only liquid lipsticks that I do seem to like are Lipland, and is there another brand that I like? Some of the MAC ones are okay and Dose of Colors are all right, but I just associate liquid lipsticks with dry butthole, just insanely uncomfortable mouth. You know, that's just my feelings, except for when I discovered this. The Huda Beauty liquid lipsticks are by far my favorite that I've ever tried. The Huda Beauty liquid lipsticks just make your lips moisturize whilst having a matte lip, something long lasting, and it's not overly drying, and it doesn't transfer, and it doesn't crease, and it doesn't like go into like a butthole, and it doesn't go into fine lines on my lips and make them look cracked and chapped. I love this. Like, definitely one of my favorite liquid lipsticks, and definitely the favorite of any high-end brand that I've tried this year. I have to get more shades. If anybody has any recommendations, can you please let me know, because the shade I have, like I said, is Medusa, and I just wear it to death that I think I need another one. So please let me know what Huda Beauty liquid lipsticks you guys recommend, and I might go and try a few. And then a lip liner that I used a lot this year is actually Half Red from MAC. I know it's surprising I'm not mentioning Soar or Whirl, but we've talked about them before. Half Red is actually a really nice lip liner. It's like a mixture. It's actually kind of like that Medusa shade, but in lip liner form. And I really like this just to apply on the outskirts of my lips, and then even use like a nude in the center, or you know, like a lip gloss or something. I just feel like it really brings some life into my lips, and just a different kind of color for me, especially in the winter time. I've been using it a little bit more. I am sick to death of nude lips and I need to get away from them. It's very difficult, guys, but I am trying. And then the final product is the Matte Cream Sheen Lip Gloss in Boy Bait. I actually need a new one of this because it is almost all gone. I feel like this has been mentioned before. I've loved this since I was probably in school, so it's not like it's a brand new favorite, but I just feel like I had to mention it. It's like a milkshakey kind of pink. I absolutely adore it on any kind of nude lipstick. It just brings everything to life. It's just really moisturizing, and yeah, what more can I say? I don't know if this is classified as high end, but it's just another product that I just want to throw in finally at the end, and it's a Victoria's Secret Satin Gloss, and this is in the shade Candy Baby. And I love this lip gloss. This is very thick. If you don't like thick lip gloss, you're gonna hate it. Like, I mean, if your hair gets stuck in this, it may stay there for the entire day because it's like cement, and your hair will be like coming off your face. But whatever this does to my lips, it makes them look big and pouty and full, and I love it. And I really love it. And anytime I wear it, you guys are like, what lip gloss are you wearing? It's almost transparent, so it doesn't come off quite pink, but it's just a beautiful color. And I only got it there before Christmas, so it's not technically a whole 2017 favorite, but I know it's just going to be something that I use constantly in 2018 as well, so I may as well mention it right now. So I have just a few last things I want to mention that aren't makeup, but these are tools. These are, now please excuse the dirt of them. Everything's going for a deep clean at the moment, and it's a struggle, okay? So they are quite dirty, but please overlook them. What was this sponge called? The Cake and Bake, that's what it was called. It's this purple sponge that's kind of like angled like that. This is incredible for blending out your under eye area and giving like a really crisp line, or your contour. I adore this sponge. Like, I use it to death. I bought it again for one of those overhyped videos and ended up falling in love with it. So the hype is real around it. Very, very, very good sponge. And the other one is the 3D HD sponge from Sigma. The pink one, I have it in black as well, and I don't like the texture of it as much, but the pink one is just to die for. Again, it's what I used to apply my foundation today, and I love it. I just can't get enough of this. It is one of the best sponges around. I know I love my beauty blender. I know I do. I still love my beauty blender, but I feel like for an alternative, that one's really good. And I think it's only €12 maybe, so it's cheaper than the beauty blender. I will be purchasing more of them this year because I feel like that one's on its last legs. And the last product I want to mention are from this brand called Esquido. I adore Esquido eyelashes. I think the brand is like a lovely, really, really friendly brand. Even before Christmas, they sent me a gorgeous bouquet of flowers. They're a really special brand and very close to my heart, and I absolutely adore them. I need to mention these lashes I'm wearing today because every time I wear them, somebody asks me what they are, and I have like 10,000 pairs of them, and they are the Celestial lashes from Esquido. Celestial lashes give my eyes like this curve, like I don't know what, like a cat eye shaped, where they just flick out in the corner, but they're not too heavy in the inner corner, and they just elongate my let's start that again. They elongate my eyes and just make them look really pretty. I'm not gonna lie, I think my eyes look pretty when I wear these lashes. There is so many lashes on the website, it can be overwhelming, but I think if you go with either the Celestial or the Grandiose, they're my two favorite ones. These ones I have here are the Eve, which I quite like as well, and Eve is very, very similar to the Celestial, which are what are on my eyes today. So Eve, Celestial or Grandiose, you will not be going wrong, but they are the best eyelashes I've ever tried. I reuse them up to about 20 times, and I know most brands will say, oh, you can use them up to 20 times, and no, after like the 5th, 6th wear, I ain't gonna wear them again because they look a hot mess, whereas these ones don't. These particular lashes that I have on my eyes right now, I've worn them since before Christmas, and I wore them out all over Christmas, and any night I was going out I wore these, or if I was doing a full face of makeup, they were the lashes that were going on. So this is probably the last wear I'll get out of them. They still look really good. Actually, it probably won't be the last wear I get out of them. The only thing I do say is when you are finished with them in the evening, to make them last a bit longer, remove all the glue from the band and just give them like a little clean with makeup remover. It won't damage them or change the hairs or anything like that, but I really, really, really like the Esquido brand, and I just think the brand's ethics and everything, they're just a really nice company. Oh my god, I really need a cup of tea right now because my mouth is so dry from talking, and I have one more video to film after this, which is my disappointing products of 2017. You're gonna see some like unusual products in that, or products that you probably thought would never make it into a disappointing video from me. Definitely check that out. It'll be up in a few more days, guys. I am so thankful we're in 2018 because I already feel like a weight has been lifted off me. I am feeling so much happier, so much better. There's amazing things happening in my life right now, and I just feel all the better for having gone through the rough year that was 2017, because I feel like I've come out a better person, and I hope you guys feel the exact same. And if you are going through some struggles at the moment, feel free to reach out to me any way you want to. I may not always be able to respond back and forth, but I will definitely try my best to help in any way that I can, because you guys are so important to me and you've helped me out so much this year. Like, you have no idea how much you've helped me out, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for watching today. I love you so much, and here's to a happy and healthy 2018. Mwah! I love you guys. Bye!